Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play Blades of Avernum. Last episode, we completed a scenario water web, which got very confusing towards the end of it. I have no idea what was going on. Now, we're skipping ahead in the list a bit because there was one prefab left and I just want to get it out of the way. I want to make sure I finish this whole series with my normal party. So, we got a prefab party here. Single guy named Jacob. And I am very curious to see what's going to go on here. So let's find out. And the scenario is Secrets. Just another day in the backwater of Hedgesford. Your name is Jacob. You used to be a famous adventurer, till he took an arrow to the knee, finished epic quests, slain evil monsters, completed menial tasks. It all changed when you met a mysterious woman named Mary. She never mentioned her job and always tried to avoid others, but that didn't help when she met you. As soon as you laid eyes on each other, you both became hopelessly in love. After getting married, you both moved into a backwater town called Hedgesford. You wake up bleary-eyed after a restful night of sleep. As you drag yourself out of bed, you can't help but think, just another day in the backwater town of Hedgesford. Note, this scenario was built for a level 1 singleton on normal difficulty. There is a prefabricated... Okay. Okay. Examining the plant in our house to exit. I mean, we can train, but it's a prefab party and we'll just go in with the prefab. You can't just go into town in your night clothes. First, you should grab your clothes from the dresser. As you dress yourself, you try and listen for signs that Mary is awake yet. You're surprised when you hear none, since she is such an early bird. You might as well see if she's still sleeping. Right, dagger, sandals, tunic, pants. Okay. This is the way back brand potted plant. Do you wish to use your plant to leave the scenario? No. Mary's room is void of Mary. Maybe she just ran out for an errand or two? Strange. Strange. The only substance in the oven is the cold ashes from last night's dinner. It's definitely not like Mary. Maybe the others have seen where she is. You don't feel like hunting in the woods right now. More important matters to attend to. Doesn't sound like anyone's home. They're probably in their shops by now. Now isn't the time to leave town. You're supposed to be looking for Mary. I wonder where she is. I wonder what strange secrets there will be. Didn't sound like anyone's home. Didn't sound like anyone's home. What's this? Relax. Well, let's just finish uncovering things around here. So we got 4, 5, 6 houses total. Oh no, this is a shop. Sean's Foodstuffs. Sean must have been staring at the door waiting for the next customer to enter the shop because you get greeted as soon as you open the door. Hello and welcome to Sean's Foodstuffs, where you can purchase the finest... Oh, it's just you, Jacob. What's with the long face? After you got settled in, Sean offered to bring you with him on his hunting trips, and you obliged. During each trip, he helped you improve your skills of the sling, and he also benefited by getting twice the wild game for his store. Oh, nothing really. I'm trying to find Mary, and no one knows where she is. Do you know by any chance? His smile wears away into a small frown. Sadly, I can't help you there. I hope you find her soon so you can put those worries to bed. I hope so too. Sean stops you as you turn to leave. Oh, before you go, I almost forgot something. He digs around in one of his pockets and pulls out a sling. You forgot your sling on the last hunting trip, so I decided to give it to you when I saw you next. Here you go. He hands you the sling. See you tonight. We need to go hunt for some more game for the store. Sure, I'll keep that in mind. Check the blacksmith. As you try to ignore the heat in the air, you attempt to get George's attention, but he's too absorbed in repairing a broken sword. George has been one to get lost in his work. George hasn't been the most sociable member of town, but he has been quite a skilled blacksmith. More than once you've had to stop by to have your sword mended or sharpened. You finally manage to take his attention off the sword.
Hey, Jacob, what are you doing here? Need something repaired?
No, I was just wondering if you've seen Mary anywhere. No one seems to have a clue where she went. He sets the unfinished sword on the counter.
Nope, I haven't seen her either. Well, good luck finding her. I have to get back to smithing.
George reaches for the sword, but then stops.
Oh, and I finished sharpening her sword. Here it is.
He carefully hands you your newly sharpened blade, which you sheathe. Okay, we got a short sword instead of a dagger. That's definitely helpful. One more shop here, I think. The general store. As you enter the store, you notice a shopkeeper, Autumn, sitting behind her counter, apparently in the middle of a daydream, fingering her long brown hair in thought. When you first moved into town with Mary, Autumn was one of the first to introduce themselves to you, and then help the two of you find a suitable spot to move into. As you close the door, she notices you. Oh, hello, Jacob. Fine day, isn't it? Oh, it's been decent so far, but have you seen Mary? I can't seem to find her. She stops fingering her hair. No, I haven't seen her. Why, is something wrong? I don't think so, no. Autumn starts to tap her forehead with her finger, trying to remember something. Well, that's good. What am I forgetting? Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. You ordered a potion. I heard that the gash you got from chopping wood healed up, but better to take it just in case. She hands you the potion. See you later. Healing potion. Okay. Seems that nobody knows where Mary is. Now would be an appropriate time to ask the captain if by chance he knows where she is. If not, then he'll at least know what to do about it. Into the barracks. These two members of the town guard are currently concentrating on a game of chess. Neither seems to have an edge yet. Kindly leave them to their game. Captain Richard's office. Supplies, only authorized personnel beyond this point. Supplies are empty. Okay. As you enter the office, Richard puts away what little paperwork he has and addresses you. Jacob, you look troubled. Anything wrong? Since Hedgesford lacks a mayor, the next best thing is Richard, a retired soldier of the Empire who's done his fair share of leading in the past. His experience aids him when he sends out town guards to deal with pesky brigands. Luckily, bandits haven't been very active as of late. Well, yes. I was wondering if you know where my wife went. Everyone I've asked hasn't seen her today. He turns around in his chair to face you. No, I don't know where she is either. The more experienced members of the town guard are out patrolling at the moment, and I have to fill out these papers, so I'm afraid I can't help you. He pulls his papers back out of his desk. Well, I do advise that you check around your house to see if you can find any clues as to where Mary went, since you seem so concerned. And now, if you'll excuse me, I need to fill out some paperwork. Okay, then. Since it's official that no one has seen Mary today, you might as well listen to Captain Richard's advice and look around your home for hints as to where she went. Into the home. Well, one thing I can say, there's some sort of secret thing here. Maybe around the back? As you get close to your door, you see that it's slightly ajar. You examine the lock mechanism on the door to see it was broken. This is very concerning. Did someone break into your house and take her while you were fast asleep? What if we speak to him again? Okay. Once again, looking at this. we supposed to do after this? Wait. It's just a hatchet. Okay, that's nothing. What a worrying find. As you look among the bushes at the back of your house, you find a piece of bright blue cloth caught on a shrub, which must have come from her favorite dress. This must mean that she went this way. Go follow her. Into the forest we go. You practically sprint through the bushes and into the woods, knowing that your beloved Mary might be in trouble. As you make your way through the brush, you start to see something odd. Boot prints and multiple sets of them. Mary isn't alone out here. On the ground ahead of you, you spot blood. Seeing no signs of any wild game in the vicinity, you can only guess if this blood only belongs to Mary or the people who left those tracks. This blood trail has been going on for quite a while now, and you're beginning to worry for Mary's health. Hopefully she's still alright. At this turn in the path, there's blood scattered all over the place, and the boot prints also backtrack a little. There's also something that gives you some hope. Smaller footprints. Mary must have put up a struggle here. The blood trail from before seems to be thickening faster as you follow the path. Whoever this poor soul is slowly bleeding to death. Please let it not be Mary. From this point on, the blood trail is no longer sporadic but constant. You hear faint rustling and growling in the distance. You ready your weapons and steel yourself for the worst. And Mary is dead. When you round the corner, your eyes lay upon a corpse slumped up against a tree. The blood on the clothes of the dead body prevent you from being sure it's Mary at this distance. First, you'll have to kill the wolf feasting on it. As you crouch to examine the body, you see something that fills you with hope. The person isn't wearing a blue dress. Instead, he's wearing the weathered garb of a brigand. The poor soul died to a stab wound in the leg, most likely obtained in that struggle back down the path. You can't take the armor due to it being ripped up by the wolf, but you do take his shield. You know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to see if I can reload so I don't lose almost all my health in one hit. Back in a sec. Alright, let's do this way. Much better. Alright, so now we have a shield. Ahead, you can both see and hear a camp ahead. Judging on the dead body behind you, you have no doubt that this is a hidden bandit camp. They must have abducted Mary, but for what purpose? Stealthily, you approach the bandit camp. Ow. Okay. A crude bow and some leather armor. Well, the leather armor is needed. An acolyte. Okay, that's dealt with. Unidentified armor, regular leather armor. An iron dagger. Oh wait, a cloak. There's another one dead. Couple buildings we can investigate, I guess. This must be the barracks. The stench of unwashed bodies is horrible. Well, they die easily. Nothing nothing really of note. Actually, we do have some thrown missiles training. That's 1 to 4. I mean, the crude javelins are actually better in this case. We'll hold on to the sling just in case, but... we'll deal with her in a minute. I just want to... storeroom. Ooh. Whole bunch of healing potions, more crude javelins, and a pair of boots. Definitely gonna wear those. What else is in here? Crude arrows. Some dried meat. Regular leather armor we already got. And a leather helmet. Something we should have. Leader's quarters. Can't go in. Mary, you're alive! Jacob, I'm so glad that... Look out! How did you... Listen, I'll explain later, dear. For now we have to get rid of this camp's leader to stop these bandits from striking again. Alright, let's go. Okay, apparently Mary's a mage. Okay, Ashbow instead... Well, I mean, in all honesty, we're trained in thrown weapons, not the other kind. Alright. Alright, into the bandit leader's area. The door's locked. Step aside for a moment. Now, open sesame! Knew that wouldn't work. Oh well. There. Okay. More unidentified studded armor. Kind of carrying our weight limit here. So I guess I shouldn't be carrying all this studded armor. Javelins are very useful, though. I'll be using those here. So you must be Lorenzo.
Yes, I see you've met our honored guest.
No, she's my wife. You kidnapped her. And for that, you're going to pay.
Don't count on that. While we had her in her camp, I forced her to teach me some new magic. I had to die. Fellow bandits, to me!
Almost got him.
How will you fare without magic?
Lorenzo takes one spell and one blow too many. He tries to lean on his table while clutching one of his many wounds, but eventually his arm gives out and he collapses onto the floor. He glares up at you.
I could have become one of the best bandit leaders ever known, but you ruined it.
His head sinks down to the floor, finally drained of life. You look away from Lorenzo's body and instead turn your attention to Mary. She's hurt. Check Mary for any serious wounds. Luckily, she was only dazed by being teleported so suddenly, following a bump to the head provided by the wall behind her. You give her a few minutes, and then she's ready to get back up and leave. Okay. I guess now we leave. On your way home, you asked Mary why she was able to cast spells earlier. Well, like you are a retired adventurer, I'm sort of a retired mage. When we married, I decided not to risk our marriage with strange and dangerous experiments, so I gave up said experiments. Also, like you, I've grown rusty over the years, explaining why I could only cast weak spells. I never told you because I was worried that if I did, you and the others would prod at me to continue researching and experimenting. Can you agree to not tell anyone else about my secret? You agree. Even with the promised secret, you're going to have one heck of a story to tell back home. Well, that was a relatively short and simple story, but not too bad. In fact, I think I'm fine with that story. I kind of liked it. It was nice, self-contained, relatively well told, well, decently written. I think it was fine. Yeah, that was a nice scenario. I liked it. So, yeah. Next episode, we'll move on to another scenario. Back to the pattern. Till then, I'm Chester44. That is Jacob, apparently. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.